So one of the things that we focus on in the museum and letting people know when we're coming in are the frames around the photos here. If you see a silver frame, those are individuals who survived their conflict and made it home.
Oh, wow.
If you notice there's a gold frame, which we don't have any in here right now, the gold frames will let us know that they're Gold Star individuals and they lost their life in service to our country. And then if it's a black frame in the very back, they're an astronaut or space pioneer.
Now, have you had families come in and just be in awe of looking at the stories here of their family members?
Yeah. So oftentimes, like Ed here, he's out because the family called and said, hey, we'd like to come in and see Dad's story, right? And so we'll have that happen throughout the year where, hey, I've got a cousin coming in from out of town, he'd like to see his mom, right? Or can you do me a favor and get Uncle Joe out or whatever, right? So the museum, we wouldn't exist if those stories wouldn't have came here. So we look at it as our responsibility to those veterans and their families to help tell that personal story to them, while also sharing it out with the entire community. But then over here we've got some other amazing stories. We've got Lieutenant Colonel Roger Walden, who was one of they called him the Sweet 16, one of the first 16 African-American paratroopers, right? Just super cool. And he was an absolutely amazing man. He ended up staying in the Army after his service in World War II, and he rose to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, and just amazing. This guy right here, Command Sergeant Major James Thompson, served in World War II, and then in Korea, he was taken prisoner for 33 months. And when the guys would be taken for brainwashing and everything, he'd get right in their face, say, you can only give them name, rank, and serial number. And when they would come back, he would debrief them on what they might have said. He ended up getting court-martialed by the enemy for the insubordination, right? And so he ended up having to, he got sentenced for an additional 2 years after everybody else would go home.
All right, John. Well, for those who want to visit or a family that wants to have their family member displayed in here, you want to tell them how they can do that?
Yeah, so you can either go to the miheroes.org or miheroes.org, or just come into Frankenmuth and visit us here at the museum. We're just north of Bronner's on the back side, not on Main Street, on Weiss Street, at 1250 Weiss Street, and we would love to see you. We'd love to show you around. We'd love to talk to you about your service and your family's service and your military heritage.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for doing this, because it's amazing to see all of these stories, and these are stories that we need to see in here.
Absolutely. Thank you.